Alrighty, what is going on, guys? My name is Skinny Bone Jones. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking some more WWE 2K17. Now, just a few moments ago, IGN released two of the first gameplay videos from this year's game. We see a Backstage Brawl montage and a ladder match, a clip from a ladder match. So what I'm going to be doing is breaking down everything and anything from new to old that I notice in these two released gameplay videos. So I'm going to be slowing things down and just taking things one by one, checking every little bit out. So let's go ahead and get into the first bit. We have the Backstage Brawl montage. Right off the bat, you notice John Cena and AJ Styles going at it. AJ Styles with his debut attire, John Cena more recent attire. The pin bar looks to be pretty much the same. You wait for it and then you click X and you got the resiliency as triangle. The HUD screens look pretty much the same. You've got the damage, stamina, reversals, how many finishers, momentum, all that good stuff. Another thing to notice, in the top left you see the match stars, which is something from 2K16's My Career. So it looks like matches now in exhibition are being rated. This looks like it's a 3.5 star match so far, as AJ Styles is pinning John Cena again. So I'm wondering if those are available to turn off, maybe when you turn off the HUD screen, or is it something like the breakout timer where you can't really control it. So now we've got Seth Rollins and Cesaro. Seth Rollins is in his most recent return attire from Extreme Rules, and Cesaro's sporting a gray and black attire, it looks like. So we saw Seth Rollins jump off one of the crates and hit a splash onto Cesaro. And now we see Rollins taking an object, a shelf, and using it as a weapon against Cesaro. We also see other things like a fire extinguisher, boxes, amongst other things. And in the very background, you notice an interview going on between Renee Young and a superstar that looks somewhat like Finn Balor, but I'm not going to be sure. And now we see Seth Rollins throwing Cesaro into this room. We have a split screen there. So I'm wondering if that is going to happen. You know, two superstars, each superstar can be in a different room, and it turns into a split screen so you can see the view from both superstars. But there we saw Brock Lesnar put a trash can over Randy Orton, as we continue to see the interview going on in the back. In the far back, we see Brock Lesnar with his updated 2K logo attire. So now we've got another shot here. Randy Orton is throwing Brock Lesnar into a room that has the Authority logo. So this is the Authority's office, Triple H's office. We notice the Raw screen and a WrestleMania 32 poster, and Randy Orton is having a run-in with Triple H. Of course, he enters his office, so it's a bit of a stare down there. This makes me wonder if, you know, we see the interview in the back, we see run-in to Triple H, if we're going to have superstar run-ins, which could definitely heighten the match. So that would be interesting. Now we see Brock Lesnar slamming Randy Orton into the TV in one of the locker rooms. With a nice animation there. Now Seth Rollins has Cesaro seated. Oh, and he kicks him right in the face. So the Backstage Brawl gameplay looks pretty neat from what I can see. Very, very good, positive things looking forward. But now we're going to go ahead and look into the ladder match gameplay. We've got Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, and Dean Ambrose. So we've already seen Seth Rollins and AJ Styles as models in action. Now we see Dean Ambrose, which looks pretty similar to what we had in 2K16. With the frazzled hair. I can't tell if he has the facial hair or not, but he's also got the jeans and the black tank top. One thing to note is you've still got this, the match rating up in the top left, and you got the damage HUDs down on the bottom, which we have seen in the past two games. But one thing to note is that you see the names above each of the superstars, which shows who they are targeting. So is that something that you can turn on and off, or is it just going to be default? I'm hoping it's something that you can adjust. And now we see the ladder, the briefcase pull down mini game that we've got, similar to the submission. So it looks like you have to sort of match up the bars in order to pull down the briefcase instead of just holding down one of the sticks. And you know, if you keep holding down the stick, then you get the briefcase. So it looks like it is a lot more difficult to grab the briefcases. Now you see AJ Styles going for it. It looks like he's trying to match everything up. I'm not too sure. Okay, so it looks like you got to match up something, and then we see, okay, so Seth Rollins is throwing Dean into the ladder. We see a new kind of animation there. Oh, okay, nice. So the ladder is kind of staying in place. We also have new ladders. They're a little shinier, I guess to say. So now Dean Ambrose is under the apron, grabbing the ladder, and it looks like he's setting it up, okay, on the barricade, and he's going to put it right outside the ring. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is awesome, because this is a move I think we saw from, I think it was WrestleMania 31. So you see the ladder is still there. So maybe it's possible to toss your opponents from inside the ring onto the ladder, like we have seen done many times before. So now Seth and Dean are going at on the top of the ladder. Dean is throwing some punches, and AJ's down on the ground. Now Dean's reaching for the briefcase. Looks like we're going to see the minigame back into action again. So Dean... Okay, so I noticed the bars are now gray, so it looks like you have to get all of those bars green in order to actually take down, and that is by matching up the red and the black circles there, is what I'm assuming. I could be a little bit off, but that looks like the basic gist of what you got to do in order to pull down the briefcase. So now I see Seth Rollins just tossing Dean Ambrose off, and Dean hits AJ on his way down, which kind of stunned him a little bit there. Also notice AJ's hair, which is very realistic, lifelike. It is flowing as he moves up the ladder. Seth Rollins has one of those green bars, and it looks like he's trying to catch up to it in order to maybe turn another bar green. I'm not too sure. Yeah, see, I'm not exactly sure on how this works, but it looks like since AJ is also hitting Seth at the same time, that is kind of messing up the minigame for Seth, so he's not allowed to grab the briefcase, obviously, because he has a distraction. So all in all, this gameplay is looking awesome. Okay, so now we see Dean Ambrose pushing circle, and he has to push it, so many times in order to actually knock down the ladder, which takes Seth Rollins down. AJ's hanging from the briefcase. We see the little names pop up, which is who each superstar's targeting. And Dean Ambrose takes him down. We have seen that animation before. AJ is on the outside. Seth Rollins is he using an OMG finisher? Yep, he is. And there was the reversal option there, which it looked like it was a little longer than we've seen before. So, I tried to go through everything that I noticed. Let me know if I missed anything down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this breakdown, and if you enjoyed seeing the first WWE 2K17 match gameplay. I want to know all your thoughts. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and with that, I'm Skinny Bone Jones, signing out.